Hey, what's up, guys? It's Art Book Addiction here, and we're here with a new critique video. So we're doing part 3, guys. Um, so there's been a delay for the video, right? I would have normally, just uploaded it the next week, but that's because I haven't gotten like my, third submission yet, basically, right? For this video, rather. But I feel like it's unfair to the other artists who didn't get their work, critiqued. So we're gonna do 2 today, and then for the third, we're gonna do a follow up. Okay. So in a way, we still have 3, but 1 is gonna be a repeat. Okay. But before we start the video, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, check out my Prince and Patreon if you want to support the channel. With that, let's get into it. Okay, guys, so we have our first artist for this video. We have dreamerdotart. All right. So let's just do a little overview, as always. Right. Yeah, this is some pretty impressive stuff. I see that they are very interested in painting. Okay. I see a lot of portrait shots. Maybe they're not too good with figure. But that's what happens, right? Hey, this is pretty good. This one's pretty good. I've always noticed that the Spider-Man drawings that people make are usually pretty good, like the Into the Spider-Verse ones. I don't know what it is about it, because maybe it's just the fact that they're always like silhouette. Okay. Hey, it's the guy from Ben 10. I haven't seen him in a while. Okay. So yeah, another person who is interested in character design, right? So let's take a look at the piece that they want critiqued. Okay. See, I had to give him a redraw in my style. All right. So, all right. So this design is actually working pretty well so far, and I'd say that the fidelity is pretty good. The figure is working pretty well, right? It doesn't look too bad. The arms may look a little short, but overall, it's pretty okay. I like the style. I like the overall look so far that you got going on, right? But obviously they're wondering like, hey, what's not working? Okay. So like I'd say the pose is working. The skateboard looks pretty convincing, right? You might want to bring that wheel up a little bit, but the shoes, they look pretty good as well, right? So in terms of like skill level, like this is pretty all right. Okay. This is more of like a design issue, right? So it's a more subtle thing, basically. So for this one, I would say that the problem is that there's too much detail, right? So hierarchy of detail is super important. Okay. So what does that mean, right? In a character design, what we want to look at first is the face, okay, or the head of the design, right? At least that's what you like, depending on what your design is, right? But in most cases, you want to be looking at the face, right? And we kind of do, right? But we're taken away from the face, right? And why is that? It's because the other stuff is so detailed that it kind of takes away from the overall design. There is like we look at one thing, and then we look at the other thing, and then we look at it's not quite where we want it to be, right? And like the skateboard is like much lower detail than than the shoes. Okay, so it's like there is there's kind of a discrepancy between the details of everything. Okay, so hold on, let me see if I could zoom in a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Make sure. Yep. Okay. So, I like the idea. I like this. Overall, this is pretty cool. It's working pretty well just overall, right? But like I said, the shoes, they're a little too detailed, man. Okay, for this style, you're going for a little bit more cartoony, right? You want to simplify the shoe. Okay. What I recommend is looking at a lot of like anime shoes. Okay. Anime they really care about having something that's more realistic, but they simplify it in a way to the point where it doesn't distract from the overall design. Okay, so these shoes, a little bit too much detail. Okay, right? Because you have all the stitching here, you have all the stitching here, right? You have every single thing In real life, we wouldn't notice that. Okay, like if we saw the whole figure, the shoe, we wouldn't notice every single detail. Okay, so it's taking away from the overall character design, right? Similarly, the folds, okay, right here, the folds are taking away from the design. When you do folds, you want to uh, pick and choose. Okay, only the most effective folds are necessary. Okay, so you have like fucking like 16 folds here, right? And in the hood, like a whole bunch of folds. You don't need any of that. Okay, I would argue even in the hood, you wouldn't even need any of these lines at all, right? Hold up, my mouse died. Okay, let me use my other mouse. So, this whole area right here, see this? Unnecessary. Okay, like you're complicating things a little too much. So I would say like simplify this hood design. Okay, um, you wouldn't. All you would need is like this fold right here, right? The actually this fold should go over here if anything, right? And then the rest just leave it. You don't like just put it all in shadow. You know what I mean, right? And you're rendering out every single fold, which takes away from the image, right? Similar to, sorry about the, I wish I could take that away. Nope. Go back. Okay. It's taking away from your overall design, right? So, let's see, the pants, like, see this, the pants are a little bit more successful. You see, you see right here? See how this pant leg right here feels way better? You know what I mean? It's because it's simpler, right? And here you pick and chose your folds right here. So all you needed was the knee fold right here, right? Just to show, hey, it's bending. You know what I mean? And so that's way more successful, right? See this little squiggy line? You don't need that because the unless he's not wearing like leather pants, right? At least from what I'm seeing. So you don't need this highlight. Just take it away, right? Even this one right here, even this extra highlight on the side, the rim light, you don't need that, okay? Unless they're like I said, leather pants. The shininess connotates a different material, right? So you may not need that, right? This arm right here, right? It has way too many folds, okay? Way too many folds, so it confuses where the bend is, what's actually there, right? Vice versa, you look at this arm, right? You see how the folds kind of like work their way, and like they, it's not like entirely successful. I would say it's still too much, but you have the hard points. Like, see here, we have the elbow. We know where that is, right? And we see where the folds meet to bend at the elbow, right? Which allows us as the audience to like, oh, okay, that's what's happening, right? So a lot of times people think like, oh, I just need more detail, right? And that's not true. You need to simplify, reduce, okay, reduce, right? And like this, I would say that this piece, like I said, is overall working pretty well. Okay, I like it. It's, I enjoy it, but it's this little thing that you like why, and like the reason is because you're overcomplicating it. You need to simplify the designs. A lot of the best designs are very simple. Okay, so that would be my critique for this guy right here, for Dreamer, right? If you work on this, if you decide to simplify it, I recommend that you send it again so that we could do a follow-up, so we could see how you implemented my critique into your design, right? Really nice stuff. Good luck on your artist journey, man. Okay, so we have our second artist for today, right? We have Bakugako, right? Let's see. Oh, he's a Mexican artist. Very nice. Okay, shout out to the friends down south, right? Okay, and you know what? A lot of Mexican artists are really, really good. Okay, I know a lot of great Mexican artists. Here we go. So we have. All right, let's take a little overview. Hey, it's Marie from or Mary from Persona. Very nice. Okay, we got some character designs. Okay, I see they have like a kind of like a sharper style. All right. Yeah. Hey, it's Snake. Nice. There you go. Ah, see, I knew it. He's inspired by what's the artist's name? Gurk or something like that. Yeah. All right. Hey, look at that. You know, hey, this stuff is pretty cool style wise, right? Nice. Yeah, we got Chie, we got Mako. Damn, dude, look at that. Okay. So, ooh, a little bit of titty. Very nice. Awesome. All right. So we have a little overview of their work. Does now look at the piece that they want to have critiqued, right? All right, let me do a little zoom out now. There you go. Okay. So I see what they're trying to do right here. So you're trying to do a like a forced perspective, right? Very like, you know, you want to do like a 3-point kind of thing, right? Hmm. So I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to make it so that this leg is like, whoa, like, you know, coming towards the camera, right? Okay. Let's see. So let's look at what's working, right? So this leg, right? The fact that this long, like, it's actually not too far off, okay, from what you're trying to do. Okay, it's not actually that far off. Let's see. The overall perspective is, you know, it's there. It feels 3-point. It's not quite 3-point. You need to have that perspective point in the sky, right? So that we have a frame of reference. But the stylization is pretty good, right? The colors, you know, like I kind of like it, but I think there needs to be more unity overall, right? Got my mouse died again. Okay, so how do we fix this? How do we make it better, right? So, like I said, this leg is actually not too crazy. You could make this work, right? The only problem is that the foot is on the floor, okay? The foot is down here, right? So, how am I gonna do this? So the foot, okay, so let me see. Okay, so let's take, I have this thing, right? This will be a flat, right? So let's see, your foot is, yeah, because everything's opposite right now. So if I go like this, no. So it should be like this, kind of like that, right? No. Okay, there you go. Okay. So your foot is like this, right? In terms of like a plane, right? So your foot is like going this way, right? What you want is the foot to be going this way towards the camera. Do you understand? Right? So that we see the bottom of the foot, right? Coming towards us, the camera, right? So you, if anything, you... Fucking mouse. So what you want is not the foot to be on the ground. You want the foot, we want to see the bottom of the foot, right? And bring the foot more towards this, like, more towards the center, right? So that it comes towards us, the camera, right? Right now it's like, it's landing on something, right? And so like it creates this kind of like disconnect where we see the bottom of the, we see the top of the foot, when in reality we should see the bottom of the foot. And I would recommend that you take away this corner spot right here, right? And you either bring Spider-Man up, or you bring out more of the bottom of the composition, right? So that we see more of the foot, right? And we want to, like I said, we want to see the bottom of the foot, because we're looking up, right? We see Spider-Man, and we wouldn't be seeing, if we were looking up at Spider-Man, we wouldn't be seeing the top of his foot. We'd be seeing underneath, okay? So that we get that nice perspective shot, right? But I do admire that you're trying to go for that crazy perspective, right? Like I said, this is not too far off. This leg could work, and I know that you're probably thinking like, oh, maybe this leg is too long compared to this leg, and it's like, that's not really the problem here. Okay, the problem here is just the perspective of this foot, right? You just need to bring it so that we see the bottom of the foot as opposed to the top of the foot, right? Let's see. But overall, I'm enjoying the work. I like the style. I like that you're going for that Gurky style. Right? I can't remember what this name. But yeah, I've seen that artist. I know who you're inspired by, right? But yeah, dude, your work is pretty good. You know what I mean? And it has that stylization. But yeah, so for this one, you just gotta bring up that foot, right? And might I recommend maybe changing the colors of the background a little bit more, right? Um, I guess I see what you're going for, but maybe you can make this like I think this might be more effective if your sky was like maybe blue or maybe you made this like a night scene. You know what I mean? And like see you have like good color distribution, right? But there needs to be a little something more. I would say like maybe change the colors a little bit. Tune them a little bit. I don't know exactly what colors. Just play around with it. Um, but your color distribution is going pretty good. But like I said, maybe change the time of day for the scene, and I think it would improve, right? But overall, pretty good. I really admire that you're going for that style. You're shooting for the crazy perspective, right? That's ambitious, right? It's not something that's easy to do. So good luck with your work. Good luck with your artist journey. And if you improve it, send it back again. Okay, let me see how you improved it, right? But yeah, that's number 2 done. All right. Okay, guys. So this will be our first follow up to this piece right here, Be the Killer, right? By panduart, right? So he sent in implementing my critique, right? And we're gonna see the follow up. So I first wanted to show the first design, right? And then we have the follow up, which is right here. Okay, so let's take a look. Let me take a look real quick. Let me compare the two. Okay. All right. So, I want to say first that the figure is much better. Okay, much better figure, right? However, okay, I want to say that your design has weakened, right? Because the character is like completely in shadow, right? We can't even see him, right? There's too much, like there's like neon lights and there's like this underlit thing. It's like that's unnecessary because it's covering up the design, right? You see, um, let's see. I want to okay. So this guy right here, right? So when you guys take my advice, right? Um, I want you guys to work on the piece that you already made, okay, and then like improve it, right? Don't make a whole new character, right? Don't redraw everyone, okay? Because like, um, that's not what I was trying to do. That's not what I was trying to tell you guys to do, right? But like I said, like the figure's better, so obviously he's getting better at figure, right? So I just wanted you guys to take my advice and implement it on the design that already exists, right? Just to see yourself improve, right? Um, so, in a way, I would say that this design is actually stronger than this design, right? Um, and like, because in this one, right, we have way more B elements. Okay, way more B stuff, right? You could see his design. He's in the light, right? This one, he's all covered up in shadow, so you can't really tell like what's yellow, what's is his face paint white, or like I can't tell the color of his strap, like I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to do the rim lighting, but this is more for like a cinematic moment. You know what I mean? This is not for the design, right? For design, you have to make it clear what colors are where, right? Like I said, the figure's better. You know, I like his, you know, expression, right? But it's in a weird way. I feel like this guy, his vibe is better, right? Not to say that your work isn't, you know, isn't working, because like I said, like I obviously can see that the figure is much stronger, right? You know, but like, you know, you've taken away too much. You've taken away the B aspects, right? Um, you know, like the drill arms, you know, as silly as they are, right? Maybe you could honestly you could do one stinger arm, right? Um, but like I said, all I wanted you to do in the previous design is to take this color, put it into the shorts, you know, increase the B element, right? In this design, you decrease the B element, if anything, right? So like there's like the only thing that really like, you know, tells me he's a B are his little buzzers right here, right? Everything else, like I don't like. All I see is just a clown, right? Who has some things on his head, right? Some like French fries on his head, right? And I'm like, you know, I would rather you. Let's see. Yeah, so there's a little bit zoom in, right? I would rather you uh, bring in those colors, right? I see there's no more yellow in this design, or if there was yellow, I couldn't tell, right? Because the lighting is all rim lighting, right? I see a lot of young artists do this. They like you don't want to just do the rim light because it may look cool, quote unquote, right? But it hides the design, right? So you know, I kind of miss the fact that he was like this shirtless guy, right? Who's got like, oh, he's like, you know, got all these bulging muscles and shit, right? And I know that you probably, you know, you're probably like, oh, well, I improved in um, my anatomy, you know, right? And I improved, like, you know, I wanted to, you know, show off the this new lighting scheme that I did, but like, unnecessary. So moving forward, what I would say is, um, you know, bring back those B elements, right? I like that he had this kind of like yellow hair, right? And this one, his hair is just red, you know. He just looks like, you know, Ronald McDonald, you know. Like, actually, Ronald McDonald has like way more yellow, but you know, his hair's like a little bit more generic now, right? But this one, he had this cool yellow hair, right, and that worked, right? His little things on the top were much more pronounced, right? This one is just so much more subtle that it's not noticeable in the design, right? You get what I'm saying, right? Um, and like it's hard to, you know, like skill wise this is stronger, right? In terms of like, you know, anatomy and stuff like that, but design wise this guy's stronger, right? So what we would like is to meet in the middle, right? And since you've already gone through the trouble of drawing this guy, right? Just take this guy and just implement the things that I say, right? Which is, you know, obviously, like, okay, if you like, ideally, just take this guy and redraw him, okay, in this exact thing, in this exact pose, right? Maybe fix this leg, you know, fix this leg and the shoes, right? But take this design and because I like his face, I like this shows the character. The face right here, he is cut off, like so much of his face is cut off that it doesn't show the design, right? West, that's what we want to see. We want to see the design, right? And like I said earlier in my first video, take this yellow, put it into the shorts, okay? And keep the lines, put it into the shorts, right? Take this yellow, put it here, right? Very easy, very simple, okay? And like I said, maybe give him like a little bee stinger on the butt, you know, like from like emanating from his, you know, his butt or something, right? Or you know, just keep it to one arm. You could have like one human arm and then like one stinger arm, right? That could work too, right? But yeah, like this, you know, this guy, I like him more, okay? This guy, he doesn't have much to him, right? He's got this cool bag, but like, what's the bag for? You know, like is that like a beekeeping bag? I don't know, right? This guy, he seemed like a villain. You know what I mean? This guy seems like he's just, you know, some regular clown, right? But yeah, you know, like I said, I appreciate the effort that you made. You know, I see that you're like, okay, I'm trying to do more clothing, trying to make the figure better, and the figure is much better, much stronger in this one, right? Um, However, the design is weaker, right? So, in the end, um, take the things that I said and try to implement it more, right? I'm talking about color. You're thinking more figure. You're thinking more like skill stuff. I'm thinking more design stuff, right? So get into that mindset. Okay, get into the more design mindset. Think about like how do I get the colors to show that he is not just a clown, but he's a bee as well, right? So bring in the bee, right? Bring in more of the bee, right? Less of the clown, right? You know, you keep the clown, right? Keep the clown stuff, right? That's working. Like, you know, the nose, that's fine, right? His outfit, um, it could work, right? This design could work in terms of the outfit, but you need to put more bee stuff in it, right? You need to make the colors bee, right? You need like I don't know if he's shirtless in this one, right? But you know, in this one, you know, he's shirtless. You know, I can see the abs, and that's fine. I like the scar too. You know, that works. That gives him a danger element, right? The shorts, like I said, they could work if you just bring in that yellow down here, right? So that it's like, you know, yellow, white, and red. Those are your accent colors, right? Bring that maybe bring this red into the shoes, right? So that the red is spread throughout. Okay, um, you know, you can see this this belt can just be like, oh, that's just another like B line. You know what I mean? Or you can make it red, or you can make it. You know what I mean? You need to spread out those colors, right? Um, I see what you were going for, and you know, like I said, the improvements. I could see what you were trying to do. I see what you're like. Maybe you could keep the bag. You know, the bag could be good, but like, look for more bee stuff. You know what I mean? Like maybe he has like a beekeeper's, like you know, like a beekeeper bag or something. I don't know, like something that would identify it more as like something like, you know, maybe he has bee powers. You know what I mean? Like like with this hand, he has like the stinger, right? And I want you to look up reference for stingers. You know what I mean? And then with this arm, maybe he has like a nest, like a hive. You know what I mean? Full of bees, and he's like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna, you know, hit you with this or some shit, or I'm gonna throw this at you, right? Or maybe he has like hive grenades. You know what I mean? So like, you know, these things could help increase that bee element, right? So, um, you know, you don't have to redesign this again. I don't know if you're gonna redraw it, but if you do redraw it, if you do redesign, please work on this guy. Okay, make this guy better. Okay, this guy, he's technically better, right? But his design is not there. He is way less exciting than this guy. Okay, so like I said, take this exact drawing and then just improve upon it. Okay, don't redraw everything. Just take this guy, make him better. Okay, you could like you could literally just draw on top or paint on top, right? Like whatever method you want. Okay, because this guy, like his face, his expression, that's really strong. You know what I mean? But this guy, like that's you know, that's missing, right? I get what you were going for, but I'd like you to redesign again, right? Yeah. Good luck on the artist journey. Work on it. Send it again. You know, I'm willing to see it, right? But yeah, you know, if you're too busy, you don't have to do it, right? But take the ideas that I'm presenting and implement that into your next design, right? That's the third person done. Okay. Thank you for resubmitting. Alright guys, that was the third critique video done, right? As always, I will be leaving a link down below for you guys to submit your work, but all I gotta say is I have no more submissions. That is all the submissions I've had, so until you guys submit more, then I can't really make more. So if you guys enjoy this video, and you have like artist friends, you know, or you have people that you know who watch the channel, have them submit, dude. Or if you're watching this video and you want to submit your work, send it down below, right? You know, I like, You know, we've seen these people. They're brave. They put their work out there to get critiqued, right? You know, a little applause for them. Good job, right? But like I said, I need more people, right? So until I get more submissions, at least 3 more submissions, I can't make another video, right? So like I said, if you guys got the critique and you want to resubmit your stuff, I can do that too, right? But I need at least 3 submissions before I can do anything, right? So like I said, the link is down below. Submit your stuff, let me see it. And for those who got critiqued, good job. Hopefully we'll see a resubmission for them as well, right? But ideally, I'd like to see new people, okay? More artists, okay? So that we get a variety, right? Yeah. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, check out my Prince and Patreon if you want to support the channel, ring that bell for notification, all that bullshit, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks a lot.